Come join Libby and Molly, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we build a resourceful community of collaborative resellers.
Hey y'all, welcome to episode 77 of Consignment Chats. And I am so stinking excited, and I know Libby is too, to introduce to you a brand new series that we have. The name of this series is called Samantha Speaks. The reason it's called Samantha Speaks is for those of you watching on YouTube and not listening on podcasts, see a third face in the mix here today, and that is our friend Samantha. So we have asked her to join us, and she is very excited on a monthly basis as we like to call her kind of we have many names for her because we adore her, like our ideal customer for Consignment Chats. She's going to be our girl who comes in and asks those questions that other people in our community want to ask. We're going to have like girl time, sit back, chat, and find out from Samantha things about her business, which we've done in previous episodes. But she's going to ask some of those questions and get digging deeper with us and find out more information for people in our community that might want to ask. So Libby's here too, the three of us. It's Libby, Samantha, and I, and we're so glad to have everybody here. We're going to let Samantha, again, briefly tell you about who she is, what she does, maybe even how she came across finding us, and maybe why, Samantha, you've become such an integral part in our community. What drove you to do that? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm Samantha Pratt. I own Sorting with Samantha, which was my side hustle of consignment for like a decade, and then jumped into it full time last fall and just loving it, loving having something to do that makes me happy every day. I came across you guys because I was previously a manager, had a lot of employees, and I constantly listened to podcasts, how to be a better leader and things like that. And as I was transitioning, or I guess months before thinking about transitioning, I just wanted to do more for my business and grow in that aspect, and found you guys kind of right from the beginning. You only had a few episodes, I believe, and had just started the community and doing stuff, and
She's an OG. She's
been hooked ever since.
Yeah, great. Yeah, you've been a blessing, and I'm really excited to learn about, because one of the questions we get all the time is, what does it take to go full time? Like and people can go back and visit your episode in your spotlight, because I think you really talked about that. But, as we go through this series, I'm interested to hear a lot about making that journey from part-time to full-time reseller, consignment seller, because that's something a lot of people are aspiring to.
What to do and what not to do.
Sometimes we have to learn things the hard way, right?
Yep. That way you don't forget them.
Yes, yeah, that way they are stamped in and tattooed on.
And that's why we have a community, so we can all learn those from each other and hopefully not repeat mistakes.
Yeah, isn't that great when you pick up like a little nugget of information? You're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to do it that way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're successful like that.
And then every now and then you think, I'm still going to try it my way. Because sometimes we get hard-headed, and then you're like, no, they were really right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. They were really right. So the whole idea behind this series is for us just to enjoy talking shop. Libby and I are in the same business, so it's nice to have Samantha here in her newly bouncing, awesome business. And I think we just quickly fell in love with you in the community because
I never shut up. Samantha speaks a lot. A lot. I comment on everything. I got an opinion for everything. And for some reason, you guys are embracing it. I don't know.
We're embracing it because what you say is so valuable. And I think everybody enjoys hearing it. And that's why we thought Samantha needs a little bit of a speaking moment and I think, like I said, it's a great thing for you to be a voice for those in the community who maybe connect with you and maybe want to ask certain questions but don't quite know how, and you'll be able to put that out in our community. So if you guys are listening now and you're not a part of our private community on Facebook, I highly recommend you get over there and get in it, because we do so many awesome fun things. And there's a lot of good information out there all the time from all the business owners. But I think Samantha will post a couple of times before the episode and bring in some questions, things people might want her to pop into the show and ask us or say to us or recommend. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I do.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
do.
I need like one of those reporter visors and be like ready.
Oh,
every
yes.
time. So,
Oh, how cute would that
Girl.
picture be? Oh,
channel my inner Dougie and get into costume. And,
yes, your inner Dougie. Yeah, Snoop always has a good costume for sure. Yeah, I wonder if he's got one you could borrow.
Probably.
Reporter's hat, no, because that would be such a cute image for us to brand you with. Because yes, y'all, we're all about branding. We got to brand her into her Samantha Speaks series. So
Molly's like right now, like in Canva, trying to like figure out how she's going to do this.
The brain's turning. It's what I love.
So Molly is awesome. For those of you that don't know, she is, I consider her a branding expert. Sometimes she fights with me about that, but she really understands branding, and she's going to be doing some amazing things, and she already has. So go out there, check out some of her Canva information. It's pretty amazing.
Which we'll get added to. That we'll get added to. I got to do my Canva series. I'm going to do my how-to series.
Yes.
What do you think, Samantha? Would people be interested in that?
Oh, definitely.
Short how-to videos on things on Canva.
Yes, the shorts lately that you guys are doing with even just eBay tricks and stuff. It's all great.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's Libby's jam. She's the eBay guru. She's I'm always calling her going, wait a minute, I'm in this part of eBay and I can't remember how to. And she's like, oh, just go here, do that, touch it. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then you have a previous Canva episode or two, so people could refer back to those. And then if they have any other questions, they should ask.
Yeah.
Because
some of those little things that we take for granted, right? Like I did the last like quick chat series on eBay coupons and things like that, because I kept getting those questions, and I take it for granted. I think, well, if I'm learning it, why am I not going to share those little tidbits with the community? Because I think, oh, that's just a silly little coupon, but really it took me a while to figure out, so I should share it so nobody else has to go through that pain and suffering.
And I just signed up for an eBay store. I've been doing this all this time, and I've had like under 500 listings, and it wasn't but now that I keep growing, I finally signed up for an actual store, and so I need to learn all these coupons and such things.
Yes, you do. And be prepared, because we've got not one, but 3 summer Listapaloozas happening that are get your products even more in the store. You're going to grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, is the eBay store levels, the last time I looked at them, were relatively reasonable? I think the bottom one was under $10 a month, correct?
Yeah, I'm at the second tier one,
which
I don't remember what it's called, but it's like $20 a month, and I get 1,000 free listings and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it'll be, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. We're going to get you into selling those. Oh, we have a visitor. Isn't he
Diamond.
What's your puppy's name?
Her name is Diamond.
Oh, Diamond.
She's a giant Great Dane.
Oh my gosh, she's adorable. If you guys are on podcast, you're going to have to flip over to YouTube and see this. You got to have the visual here for sure.
Gosh.
Oh, big girl.
So
Loving
cute.
it. Yeah, so I'm excited for all those things you're going to be able to do, like the seller initiated offers and newsletters for your store. That's really going to be a game changer. I think it's really going to boost your sales.
I'm glad I didn't do it right away, because you don't need to. They give you so many free ones anyways, and there's really not a benefit when you're just starting out. And then it would be so overwhelming. But now I have like my listing and my shipping and my all that other baseline figured out, and now I can jump into those things.
Oh my gosh, you are Libby's dream come true.
Right.
The
Baby
only
steps.
place to tell people, start simple. Don't overcommit yourself to stuff, because if you spread yourself too thin, you're not going to be able to be successful because it's too much going on at one time. Start simple, perfect that, and then when you're ready, add more.
Yep.
Yeah, like you just add at the store. That's great. That's great. If you did that all at once, it probably would have been overwhelming.
I recently also started cross-listing to Poshmark.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I like it at the moment. The cross-listing part is easy, but Poshmark's a whole nother social beast. I don't know.
Do you use this perfectly?
No. I used Flip.
Oh,
yeah, they have their own thing.
Okay.
The new free one, and it does all the shares and all the bots and all that stuff too. So that part's easy to do. I don't like delisting in multiple places when something sells. I'm so used to the way I do it. Everything comes off of everything when it sells. So that's driving me nuts. And I don't know, it's just a lot. But it was funny. The reason I bring it up is it was funny because I opened Flip and it automatically connects to all these accounts. And I'm like, oh my God, remember the days when I had a Mercari and a Poshmark and an eBay and I probably had like 10 things on each one because I was just trying to do them all.
Yeah.
And so starting over now, I'm like, wow, this is a lot easier to just focus one at a time.
Yeah. And I think it probably breeds more success when you really focus in and use all the tools on one thing and really get your process down.
Mm-hmm. I was waiting for Libby to tell you that Poshmark, man.
I didn't want to say anything negative. But
I love the way you refer to Poshmark. We still have our Poshmark open and use it for specific things, but go ahead and tell them about your Poshmark relationship.
Should I?
Yes.
I always say it's like an abusive boyfriend that keeps like you can't get rid of, and they keep coming back, and maybe you'll get a sale. It's like they're bringing you flowers and something good happens every once in a while, but I just can't rationalize the abuse anymore.
That is how I feel. I've just had a few sales, but the likes are there. Those compliments just keep coming in. I'm like, oh, somebody liked my boots, so I gotta see where this goes.
Like, a little fuzzy moment.
I know.
Thanks for the box of chocolates. That's what Libby says every time. And she's like, that's it. We're breaking up. I'm not closing it down, but we're breaking up. And then she'll text me. She'll go, you just sold a pair of shoes on Poshmark. Don't even think about adding more.
I know. It's really simple. It's hardly any work for me to post things on there. Absolutely. And it's hardly any work when they sell. And I'm not sharing, or the bots do all that, or whatever this program is. But it still seems like a waste because I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we've been on Poshmark since it started.
Beginning.
I've broken up with Poshmark, I don't know, maybe 20 times at this point. Restarted it. I mean, we've been on there forever and we keep going back. But the last time I said, absolutely not. We'll keep what we have up there. We'll do that. But I
keep thinking I'm going to go put more over there, though.
Oh my gosh. I get so mad. The other thing is like, all right, so when we came up with our mission, we realized that Poshmark didn't fit into it, because our mission with our business was growing a community of circular conscious people.
So tell people why that doesn't fit into the mission.
Because they don't, their terms say that you can't bring people, send them the notes with provide promotional material in your packages or things like that. So we weren't able to really capture those customers without breaking the terms, and maybe they've changed since now, but it just didn't feed in the way other platforms did. And
it doesn't give us the community feel that we like.
Right.
Does it count as breaking the terms if you didn't really read them?
Yes. Yes, it does. But I haven't read the updated one, so don't take my word for this. This is like old information I have. But
still, unless you're going to put all your energy onto Poshmark and make that your main big deal and do the parties and all the stuff on there, then you're not doing that anyways, because nobody can dedicate that much time to all that. It's so much.
Yeah.
I'd rather list something on eBay and get a worldwide audience and list it and walk away from that listing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe there are going to be those exceptions. Maybe there are people that their mission is to build their Poshmark community, right? And that's their platform and that's how they're doing it. So it really does depend on what your goals are.
Yep.
So are we allowed to ask Samantha questions about her?
Oh,
goals
absolutely. Because Samantha speaks.
All right. Maybe she doesn't have to answer though.
Well, that's up to her.
Okay. We'll come up with it. What do we got?
All right. So you've really homed in on a solid process for your business and been very thoughtful about expansion and adding different things. So what is your overall goal with your business? Have you really stated that?
Personally, my goal is to get back to where I was in my career, money wise and security wise.
Okay.
Locally, I want to make a name for myself, and which I have, but I'm just trying to kind of refocus it because I did a lot of local sales. I did flea markets, not the southern kind of flea markets, just random ones here. I put on a lot of sales and things. But now showing people that there's an online world and there's different things with that. And then just trying to get people more circular conscious and reusing things. Thrift stores aren't really a thing around here. So stuff like that. I don't bring more awareness to reusing.
That's really nice.
I love it.
So on your business page, I fell in love with you. We're posting some cozy minimalism and things about organization and lifestyle, and I thought that fit really well with your mission.
Real talk, I love that idea and try to live a minimalistic life, not in my consignment room. And I totally feel that. However, sharing it to my business page sometimes is bad because I want people to clean things out and feel better and have things they truly love. But then a lot of that stuff also makes it sound like I don't want them to buy stuff because it's all about purging and having minimal amount of things. So then I was sharing it and I was in that groove and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, wait, is this also kind of the opposite of what I'm trying to encourage? So, and I don't need any more consigners. So I'm trying to find that balance. I don't know.
That is such a good point, is how do you reconcile those two? And I'm going to back up a little bit here because some of the businesses we've worked with, they're often a little maybe don't understand or have I don't want to say don't understand, haven't thought through what kind of their limiting reagent is, their limiting factor is. So, with us and with most businesses we talk to, it's actually they have too many consigners, not enough customers. But they're focusing a lot of effort on getting new consigners.
Right.
When really those efforts should be made on building customers.
Yes.
Or maybe turning those consigners into customers, because like us, I think you struggle with having too many consigners, having too much inventory.
Yeah. So when I went full time, that was a big thing. I'd put a lot of consigners on the back burner, or bless these people's hearts, they would drop stuff off and I would take months and months and months to even do anything with it. And so I wanted to focus on the people I'd put on the back burner, but then of course I had to build this customer base and I have more time and energy to do that. So I meet with my best friend and sometimes other friends. She's a realtor. She is also kind of branching out at the same time I did and doing her own thing. So we meet every Friday and we get together and have coffee or tea. And we meet at a local coffee shop, bring our computers, bring our calendars, bring our goals, last week I worked on my receipts and expenses for the month. And we just set some goals and get stuff done. And we're usually there 4 or 5 hours at a time. And one of our first ones, she wanted to make business cards. And I was like, heck yeah, we went on the website, so did all the stuff. And she was like, cool, now you make yours. And I was like, I'm so sorry about my dog.
That's fine.
I think the mail lady's here. So I said, well, I have a business card from years ago. I said, but I really don't want people to reach out to me. And she's like, what? And I said, well, you want people to have your phone number and your email and all your, I want them to go to my website and that's it. And that's when I made my little cards, and they have a code on the back and the QR code on the front. They state my website several times, and I put those in with packages. I pass them out at events. That's my card. But I had to make that shift from everybody reach out to me and we'll talk about what we can do for you to look at my website, see what I have to offer there. And that was a hard shift.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm just so used to helping everybody out and talking about everybody you talk to wants to consign something with you. And
honest to God, yeah.
You just have to say no so much, even if it's that sweet little old lady down the road that you've known your whole life and she's got the greatest stuff, but I just got too many already. Hi. I know.
Yeah, because I remember when we were in the store, I made the mistake as the local paper came and did an interview, and that was and did an article, and that was not my target market. So it was like the phone rang off the hook and people wanted to consign, and it was a lot of people that didn't have stuff that I wanted. It was a lot of retired people that read the paper that wanted to offload some of their very old clothing, but not quite vintage. It was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare.
I love your add-on, but not quite vintage.
Because I do like those vintage clothes. I have a lot of fun with them, but so I think, and for like, I have magnets on the side of my car with my business, and people couldn't understand why I didn't have a phone number, why I didn't have a website. Like literally, it's actually a sign you see behind. That's actually a magnet. Because I just want people to Google it, to just look up Conchi Consignment, like, and shop or connect with us and not be calling.
Well, so my husband goes, well, you've always had your cell phone on Facebook and you've always had it here, there. And he's like, somebody could just Google you and see that. And I'm like, yeah, they can. If they really want to get a hold of me, they can Google and see 5 emails and all the other stuff. But really, I just want to go to my website and shop, or, inquire about that. I don't need calls. I already get so many calls.
Not something you have to put out there in the world, for sure. How many episodes have we talked about that on? When people are starting a business, how do I get stuff? Oh,
yes.
Don't worry.
Proceed carefully.
Yes.
Tread.
So, yes. So now my focus and what I'm trying to do around here is more people that want to do this. So many people want to work from home. And so many people, they're just looking for balance and things. So if they're tech savvy enough, because sometimes the people that want to do this need a lot more hand holding. So I have to be selective of who I'm going to help and people I'm going to direct to you guys in the group and stuff. But just trying to focus on, like, you can do this too. If you open it up, start selling stuff at home and start from there, and just trying to build more onto that.
Love it.
So are there any questions that you wanted to ask us, or you think somebody in the community might ask us that we haven't addressed, or ideas for, future episodes?
I've been trying to think the last couple of days, and I don't know. I talk to you guys so much, I feel, and I already asked everything. So I'm really going to need to reach out to that group and get everybody else talking and asking, because I ask a lot of questions already. I don't know.
Which is what we love. We love it. We love it. We love it.
I still can't wrap my head around that you guys run the same business, do the same business from 2 different states. You're not even in the same, like, geographic area. So how is it, like, balancing that? And you guys must have to check in a lot together and keep up on that. So how do you schedule all that and make sure that you're on the same page with each other?
So let me all speak on some of this, and you can chime in on what.
Please do.
First off, all right, on the business aspect of it, we do have a weekly meeting. that we
Mhm.
schedule, and we meet every week and we discuss what's going on for the following week. So that is on the calendar, and that is purely business for that time. But the other advantage that we have is we are best friends. So it's just natural that I'm talking to her at 7:30 in the morning while I'm having coffee. And then at 10:30 after I have a call with somebody that I'm stressed out about. And then again at 12:30 because I got an email that I just got to vent about. And then at, 6:30 because my son told me something exciting and I got to share. Like, we talk all the time. So
I think that weekly meeting is definitely key.
Right, because
that's your way to like focus it in on
Yes.
This is business time and then this
Yes.
is friend time.
So we truly just focus during that time. There's no talk about family and bunnies and all that. It's true business every week, once a week. Other than that, I think a lot of it is we've worked together for so long that things just ebb and flow over who does what well. I mean, I will text her and say, okay, is this giving you a hard time? I'm trying to do this on this platform, and, that kind of thing. We'll shoot texts back and forth. But as far as being in two different locations, I mean, I do all my own listing and shipping through Consignment from my house. So there's no product that goes back and forth unless, of course, we buy each other's stuff, which we have. But I do everything solely from here under Consignment, and I have consigners here that are all under her. I mean, it's her contract. It's all under Consignment. They sign the contracts and all with her, or the agreements with her, with her business. So I just am the one that manages that, getting the product, getting it photographed, listed, and shipping it. So it just kind of works, I think. And I think because, especially in the last year or so, since we've been doing live sales, people have connected so personally with the two of us that it's not hard to trust me when I'm down here and not where the business started, because I think they now feel they know me. So, we have people ship. I've gotten boxes of stuff from people that have been on our resale therapy lives, and, I want to consign something. And, Libby will be like, well, I have a lot. You're closer to Molly, and they'll ship a box of stuff to me and I'll consign it for them. So,
yeah, it's not as challenging as you might think, but I do, if somebody's thinking about doing that, there are very few people I would ever enter into a relationship like that with, or hire somebody to do, because when you think about that, like, we're not partners. Like, the business is my business, and Molly works for Consignment in that respect. So it needed to be somebody that I could trust to have the inventory, to, process it, to ship it on time, because it's all, my business's reputation. And so while it's not difficult and it works really well, if somebody was ever thinking about that, I mean, it would have to be somebody just you implicitly would trust with everything.
And you're giving them access to not just your reputation, but everything. I mean, I have access to her everything in her business, right? Like, because I'm doing it all from my end. So I have my own, on her, on the Traxia platform, my own check-in and check-out register. And so I have access to it all. So knowing, you're right, Libby, you got to be really careful and make sure it's somebody that you know inside and out to trust opening that up like that.
Yeah. Which is like, anytime you would have a consignment that would be off-site, it would have to be, somebody you really like. A lot of times people want to sell furniture from a separate location or from their location. And I really only do that. I would do that with Molly, with my family, and that's about it. Other than that, like, everything has to be in a location where I can touch it, ship it, and have total control over that item.
Yes, that's a good point. A lot of people do say, well, I'll do this or I'll do that if you can just like post it to your pages or put it in the groups for me, and 99.9% of the time it becomes a giant middle mess. You're just the person in the middle, and it doesn't work. So,
and even with family, that can definitely be like, just the messages, think about that, like, going back and forth, it can be a real nightmare. So
and if you haven't touched it, you're trusting that they truly know how to what's the word I'm looking for? How to come up with, know the quality of that item and know
Mm-hmm.
where the flaws are, if they are, and make sure those are verbalized properly and shown properly in photographs. I mean, it is a lot of trust to put out there for that.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, Libby, your business reputation, when they show up to pick up, you know, you want the right person talking to that customer so they come back, not offending them or not knowing anything about customer service.
Yeah.
You know, could hurt you in the end.
Customer service. So I went to a luncheon the other day. The local chamber of commerce put it on, and they had a speaker come in and all this, and he does hospitality and customer service. And I think that most of the people that were there because their employers made them go there. Diamond. And my best friend and I were there. We just always want to better ourselves and learn more. It seems like a great thing. I said something about being the face of your business. And most of these people were receptionists or bank tellers or stuff like that.
Okay.
And none of them wanted to believe that they were the face of that business. And I'm like, but when you walk in, you're the first person that they see. You're the first interaction they have, the first words that they hear, and a couple of them were like very adamant that nope, I don't want that label. I don't want to. The one worked for the city, and I'm like, you're the face of Sault Ste. Marie. They come in and they ask what to do in this town and what to do. And I was kind of joking with her, but at the same time, yeah, you're the first person they see when they come to our town. Yeah. And that just really hit. Like, you want whoever's going to talk about your business and interact doing things as your business to make sure that they're the face of your company and saying and doing the things that you want to portray with your company.
Yeah. And that's where things like mission statements come in real big, to make sure anybody you pull in not only can state your mission statement, but fully believes in it. Because if it's not a mission statement that they can't personally connect with, then they're not going to represent that when they're out in the world.
Yep.
Good point. Good point.
All right, ladies, look, clearly this is going to be fun because we could do this all day long, I think. Like Samantha,
the timer's going off. I'm like, we only have a minute.
We got to end this, and we're going to do this again next month. So listen, if you want to connect with us in the community so you can get some questions and some feedback with Samantha, make sure you do that. Head on over to Facebook. You can start by going to consignmentchats.com, and that is where you can connect with us everywhere. Make sure you leave us some reviews if you're a podcast person. YouTube, like us, share us, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. All right, ladies. Until next time.
Samantha.
We love you. Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks for joining Libby and Molly, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we build a resourceful community of collaborative resellers. Find all the ways to connect with us at consignmentchats.com. Episodes are available on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcasts. In addition, you can find us on Facebook in our Consignment Chats community. Until next time.